Hi, this is Angel Dale Giocando, a second year BS Ed Math student. Today I'll be presenting my collage and I named it my ECOllage. This is for Edu 184 Environmental Science. So here is my collage. The theme that I used for this is climate change in the 21st century, its causes and effects. So as you can see on the left side of this collage, we have the causes of climate change. We have there the extraction and combustion of fossil fuels, the massive production of wastes, especially plastics, the use of transportation, and of course deforestation. For the effects, we have flooding, pollution, especially, or I highlighted there, water pollution. We also have wildfire, fish kill, and we also have there a photograph of a clearly malnourished polar bear, and of course drought. We'll be discussing first the causes of climate change that I included in this collage. First is the extraction and combustion of fossil fuels. So in combustion of fossil fuels, it produces large amount of carbon dioxide, which of course contributes in the greenhouse gases. The greenhouse gases in the atmosphere causes our temperature, or the planet's temperature, to rise, which then causes the extremes of weathers. In dry season, it's extremely hot, and during the wet seasons, strong typhoons occur, especially in our country, the Philippines, which is near the Pacific Ocean. Next is the massive production of wastes, especially plastics. As we know, plastics take hundreds of years to decompose, which can cause the pollution of soil, and if plastics end up in bodies of water, can also cause pollution. Next is the use of transportation. So it is basically, the idea is the same with the combustion of fossil fuels. It produces large amount of carbon dioxide in our air, which pollutes the air and contributes to the greenhouse gases and causes the temperature, our temperature, to rise. Lastly, we have deforestation, which is the most common causes or cause of climate change. So for the effects of these activities that I mentioned earlier, which contributes to climate change, first we have flooding, which is caused mainly by deforestation, especially in areas that trees are cut down. In the absence of trees, there will be less absorption of water in the ground, and of course the drainage system can only do a lot, or if the drainage system is no longer effective in managing the water caused by the typhoon or the rain, of course it will lead to flooding. Next is the pollution. Of course, land can be polluted and air, but I highlighted here the water pollution. And the reason for that is that I want to highlight that it is not only the human beings that are affected by pollution, but also animals. We have there a photo of an apparent fish kill, specifically caused by water pollution, because as you can clearly see, the water is clearly not clean. We also have there a polar bear, which is obviously underweight or malnourished, and this is caused by the melting of the ice, which is its habitat. The possible scenario that happened is that the polar bear can no longer hunt for food because the ice melted. It is now forced to live away from its source of food, or fishes. We also have there a wildfire caused, again, of course, of the extreme rise of temperature. And lastly, we have drought, caused again by the rise in temperature. And these wildfire and drought affects human beings, especially in dry seasons here in the Philippines. It is difficult for farmers to produce crops when their lands are drying due to the extreme high temperature. I think that is all for the presentation of my ECOllage. But before I end, I would just like to share a quote which states that there is no planet B. This planet is all we have, at least for now, and the best way to save it is to use our own two hands and work with one another into saving this planet. That would be all. Thank you.